season, according to sportsbook operator CG Technology. Their win totals were released yesterday, and Cleveland is predicted to win 9 games, which is 2 more than last season. The Browns are co-favorites in the AFC North with the Steelers, who lost Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. The Ravens trail both teams with 8.5 wins. Shannon?
Yes.
Who should be the favorite in the division?
I believe it should be Cleveland, Skip, for 2 reasons. The subtractions that the Steelers had, AB and Le'Veon, Skip, those were 2 of the top 5 players at their position in all of football, and they're no longer there. I think Cleveland should be favored because I believe the step that Baker Mayfield would take in year 2 as opposed to year 1 would be significant. And the upgrades that they got, Odell Beckham Jr., they brought in Kareem Hunt, who's going to miss the first 8 games. I like what they did defensively. Now, if they can just blend it, get this thing to Sheldon Richardson and Olivier Vernon, get them up to speed. I love Denzel Ward. Garrett is showing that, okay, yeah, I should have been the first pick in the draft. I love those 2 linebackers. They're not as well known as Jalen Smith and the Wolf Hunter, but Shover and Kirksey is an unbelievable talent. The Ravens, Skip, when you look at the Ravens, what they lost defensively, they lose Suggs, they lose the other linebacker, and they lose C.J. Mosley and Zadarius Smith. And when you look at them offensively, now you don't have the element of surprise like you had when you inserted Lamar Jackson into the starting lineup. You don't have the element of surprise, Skip. Now people have the entire offseason to prepare for what you're going to give them. We know, everyone knows you're going to be a run-first offense and then basically throw out a necessity. Now you're going to try to, flip that around because you changed offensive coordinator. You went with Greg Roman. You've relieved Marty Mornhinweg of his duties. But at the end of the day, until Lamar Jackson is substantially a better thrower of the football, teams are going to stack the box. And it should have gave you a little pause for concern when you saw what happened in the wild card round of the playoffs against the Chargers. So that was foreshadowing of things to come. I do believe Cleveland, based on their situation, their quarterback and their personnel, they should be the favorite. And I do believe they're going to win this division.
Just can't get it through my head where the flip occurred, where you used to just ridicule Baker Mayfield on a daily basis, like it went all season long.
I did.
He ain't that, and he ain't this, and he ain't that.
It wasn't fun to listen to.
Yeah. And all
he wasn't then. He is now.
What just happened?
What changed?
What happened? I don't know what happened. Is it a way to undercut the fact that I wanted Baker to be the first overall pick because I said he's just going to be better than all the quarterbacks in this draft? You like Sam Darnold. Do you still like him?
I still like him.
Okay. Do you like him better than Baker? No.
This is not a Sam Darnold discussion.
Okay, it's not. But I'm just trying to put this
and we got due on, and we already got due on this one.
Due on this?
Yeah.
I don't even remember this.
You got Steelers.
Oh.
You talk about the Steelers are the most talented team and the Steelers going to win this division.
Okay, I want to be very clear about this. I love Baker Mayfield. I will root like crazy for Baker Mayfield. But objectively, I think the Steelers are still a little bit better than the Cleveland Browns. And I definitely believe the Steelers will have more incentive next year, more motivation next year with less pressure than the Cleveland Browns.
They got more pressure, Skip. Oh, hold on. You got rid of those 2 guys?
The world is saying Cleveland. It's done deal. They're a playoff team. The over-under on their wins, just rocking it up.
2 more.
Huh?
2 more.
Yeah.
2 more wins than last year. But you just, hold on. You added pressure to the Steelers. You said Ben is going to have an MVP season. They've removed Antonio Brown. They removed Le'Veon Bell. Oh, now that pressure is immense. You missed the playoffs last year, Skip Bayless.
Okay. So the new center of the AFC North universe is in Cleveland. Am I right?
Yep.
That's pressure for a second-year quarterback with a whole new team, with an Odell who
It ain't no whole new team. He got 1 guy new on offense.
Yep.
Stop it.
Will he or won't he? Odell, will he be all in or a little out?
Will he or won't he?
Yeah.
Will Washington, James Washington, will he step up and be number 2? Can Juju replicate what he did last year, playing second fiddle to AB?
Did you
will
see
he or won't he?
report out of Pittsburgh yesterday that Ben Roethlisberger is thinking about giving up his radio show, his weekly radio
show? Really? Why would he do that? bad.
A lot of fans pressured him via social media to be more outspoken, at least be more accessible to the fans. So he started doing this radio gig a few years back, and it got him last year in nothing but trouble.
Skip, doing a radio show doesn't make you accessible. They're not in the studio.
Well,
you're
he's
at home.
giving more of himself because he was giving his opinion, right?
I think when it means
some
accessible,
people did not love his opinion, especially the guy who's now an Oakland Raider.
well, I don't think there's a whole lot of people that didn't love his opinion.
Okay.
I think Ben thought that when he gives an interview, it's off the record. Little did he
Like
know.
a radio interview, it's only the three of us.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Little did he know that, this thing's live. And when I say something critical, not only can the fans hear it, but the players hear the players that I'm talking about hears it also. I think he should give the radio show up or take a different approach. Do it like Tom. Just golly gee whiz, nothing here.
I don't think that's in him.
People gonna
Maybe not.
Skip, listen, this is what we know. When you do a radio show and you're the quarterback, people are gonna listen just because you are the quarterback of their favorite team. Tom is not gonna give you anything in depth.
Yep.
Brandon's not gonna give you anything in depth, but
Well,
it's
he
some
did last
criticism. he gave you some criticism.
Yeah, he did.
Don't do it. Give it up for all the wrong. Give it up for all the right reasons, man.
You want him to tear his team apart again.
No, why would I want him to do
Because
that?
you have torn him apart. You have made him the scapegoat in Pittsburgh for all the ills of that locker room. You say you dump it all on Ben's doorstep. Am I right?
Coach
Yes.
Tomlin gets some. Ben gets some.
Yeah.
AB gets some. I don't give Le'Veon anything because Le'Veon wasn't there. How they lumped him into this situation when he wasn't there, labeled him selfish because he didn't want to put wear and tear on his body for the price that they wanted to pay him.
But to whom do you give the lion's share of the blame? The lion at quarterback. He's a big lion.
That's what you say, the quarterback. You say the quarterback, he's the most important position. He's the most valuable at the position. So I expect him to take more of the responsibility.
Okay, so he is now. No more radio show. That's where he's reportedly leaning. And that would indicate to me significantly he's going to lock back in. This is going to be his bounce back year at age 37 to say, Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Famer, watch this.
Can I answer your question? Do you think the opposing teams know Ben Roethlisberger had a radio show? They don't give a D about him giving up a radio show.
You're going to see Ben play with a vengeance this year.
You're going to see Baker.
Okay.
Well, he in the kitchens.
So,
you know what's in the kitchen.
I'm glad you brought that up.
One.
So, Mike Tomlin, Freddie Kitchens.
Don't do that, Skip.
Mike
Stop.
Tomlin, Freddie Kitchens. Who you got?
Hold on.
You want the guy who's never been a head coach because he was never even a coordinator until last
You
year?
saw what he did.
Mike Tomlin, Freddie Kitchens.
Hold on.
I think it's going this way. I think it's going this way.
Yeah.
When Mike Tomlin first got the job, was everybody talking about, ooh, boy, look at that Mike Tomlin. Man, I can't wait till Mike Tomlin get, was everybody saying that? No. He had to prove himself. Give Freddie that opportunity. I think he showed you had something.
Yeah, but he better break through right out of the box or you're going to be all over him. He's going to be your new scapegoat.
No, ain't going to be no new scapegoat. We going to get it done. We get things done here. You get paid, Skip. This is not college. These are not 18, 19-year-old kids.
So Ben Roethlisberger had one of his better years last year in which he finished third in QBR, and he led the league in passing yards and touchation passes.
Statistically, he might have had his best year.
Yeah, and he's the scapegoat.
As a leadership role, he had his worst year.
Well, so he's now refocused, and does he have a dearth of weapons? I mean, he doesn't have Cleveland's receiving core, but did Juju make the Pro Bowl last year? Yeah. I told you, James Washington is a stud waiting to break out, and now they added Moncrief, and they re-signed Eli Rogers. It's not bad. And listen, James Conner and Jalen Samuels that's a pretty good thunder and lightning.
Well, then why you want? Hold on, Skip.
1 + 1 = 2.
If you don't mind me asking, well, then why? If you had James Conner and you saw what he done, why were you trying to sign Le'Veon? Why didn't you just go ahead and let him go free agency like you did this year? Why didn't you do that last year? If you were so sure that James Conner and Jalen Samuel were going to do what they did, why are you bothering this man, wasting his time?
Who had the better defense last year, Pittsburgh or Cleveland? I think I'd have to give the nod to Pittsburgh. And guess who's not there in Cleveland? Greg Williams.
Which
brought your edge. He's out. He's gone.
Well, you should be more out on Pittsburgh. They had the better defense. They got the better coach. They had the better quarterback. They had the better weapons, and they missed the playoffs. You okay with that?
They got the two malcontents out.
Only
out.
one?
The two biggest distractions in the history of the Steelers
the biggest distraction's still there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The finger pointing? The excuse making? Oh, yeah, he's still there. He's
the guy who's been to 3 Super Bowls. That guy?
He all that.
Okay.
See, you see what you do, Skip Bayless? I love how you do that. Now, see, when LeBron James, you say he's the biggest drama queen, and all he does is point finger.
I call him drama king. You call him queen.
Okay,
you can have it.
No,
you can have queen.
Okay, but I'm saying you speak to him in a derogatory manner. Not one time do I say, oh, the guy that win the 9 finals, 8 of them in the I don't do that.
The guy who missed the playoffs?
Oh, your guy missed the playoffs healthy with all his weapons. Healthy.
So here's what I see. Bottom line, I could see Pittsburgh at 10-6, one above their over-under at 9. I could see the Browns winning 9 games and making the playoffs as a wild card. And the Ravens will decide the division because they usually do.
Hold on.
Right?
I'm trying to figure out. You say you see the Pittsburgh at 10 wins. They started 7-2-1. If you don't mind me asking, Skip, can you tell the people at home what their final record was?
Who was there?
Big Ben was there. Big Ben was there. Mike Tomlin was there. That great defense was there. Juju was there. James Conner was there. Jalen Samuel was there. Vance McDonald was there. Oh, that great offensive line with DeCastro and Pouncey and Villanueva and Reuben Foster. They were there.
It's better than
where the playoffs? Hold on, I'm trying to see. Who did they play in the first round of the playoffs, Jenny, if you don't mind me asking? Is that in your read?
Oh, no.
Oh.
The air got cleared.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he's still there stinking it up.
No.
Either way.
What's stinking is in Oakland now.
Don't do that, Skip. No. Don't do that. That man out of sight. He ain't bothered nobody. AB's not bothering anyone.
I doubt that.
He left his heart in Pittsburgh.
No,
That's all he talks about is Pittsburgh.
You brought up LeBron just a couple of minutes ago. Yeah. Were you calling him a drama king? Queen?
Yeah, he called him out of his name, and that's not right, Skip.
Well, another name for him might be a bad teammate. So we're going to discuss everything there with Steven Jackson coming up next.
Jack's better not come here.